In order to make the Humane Society's website a little bit more user-friendly, I think that we should move the foster and get involved tab, move them over to the left, closer to, like, right next to the adoption tab. I think that those all kind of go along with each other, and they all should be right in the front for people to look at first. And then going along with that, I think that the donate and events tab should be moved more to the right, next to the resources tab, to make it a little bit more user friendly, as whereas to find information about stuff in a certain order. I think it'd be better that way. For things that I'd like to see, I think that the Get Involved tab should be more focused on just the volunteer work. They've already talked about the fostering and donations in other tabs of their own, so I think that volunteer work should be of its own category. So that includes the volunteer work. It needs more information, and I think that it could have testimonies included about like volunteer work that people have done in the past, and like maybe different events that the Humane Society has hosted to with volunteer work, or things that they've done to help animals, I guess. Talking a little bit more about that and their experiences. And again, you could kind of how they talked about like testimonies for like adopting animals, they could talk about testimonies for volunteer work. Some of the information was kind of wordy, but on the other hand, like there was some that were like too short or too long. So I think creating bulleted lists would make it easier to read, because that way they're not all clustered together, but also adding information to some of the tabs that were kind of lacked information. The donations, I think that there should be more information regarding donations and what can or cannot be donated, because I feel like there wasn't very much information about it, just besides like physical money donations, because I'm sure there's like food donations or toys or beds or whatever else goes into, things that can be donated. So I think creating a list more of like what can or cannot be donated would be helpful, because they do mention that they don't accept sheets, pillows, or knitted items, so I just want to know what else falls under the category, because I know in high school for the National Honor Society we created tie blankets for an animal shelter. So, but I think that would fall into the category of knitted items. So I think there needs to be more clarification there under that tab. The wish list also I think could be more inviting. I think that it's missing information, and like I said, I think they just need to reorganize that a little bit and clean it up a little bit. As far as the testimonies under the fostering tab, I think that they can make them more personal by adding like photos of like the foster person and the actual animal that was being fostered at the time, because they did provide actual like word descriptions of like what people have said about their experience with it, but I think adding a photo and making it more either colorful or adding other like information, like graphics with that, would be making it more personal. I really liked how the events tab was set up, so I feel like if they could structure the testimonies like that, it'd be better. And also I thought the testimonies possibly could be their own tab under fostering. I noticed that the small animals tab the animals did not have their own bio like the cats and dogs did, so I think adding that to it would make it a little personal too, because I feel like dogs and cats are more the obvious things that get adopted, so I feel like creating a bio for them would make it more appealing for adoption. I think that we could remove the do-it-yourself tab under Get Involved, or move it to the donations tab. As far as events, I'm not sure what specifically could be added, but I know that the GVSU's Lion Club, they do a dinner in the dark, which is basically a spaghetti dinner where they collect donations for going towards obviously the Lions Club, but also helping with people that are blind and service animals. So I feel like if we could get like the Humane Society to help with more of like the animal side of it, of like the service animals, that'd be kind of interesting. I also thought they could do like a comedy night or some kind of other event, possibly at like GVSU, to help earn money, especially during families weekend. There's so many people there, or they could host an event of like an adoption thing. And same with like doing that with like community events, like they could do like adopt an animal or like, you know, something like that to get the community involved. Um, as far as nonprofit partnerships, I think that Pause with a Cause would be a good one. As and getting like and adding that possibly to the kids tab, because I think um, combining animals and children that have disabilities and possibly the animals that have disabilities that are either blind, deaf, or have other health issues going on. I think that would be a good way to partner that together. Also, I didn't really see anything about any animals that had disabilities, so I think that would be a good informational tab as well on their website. And also maybe possibly adding more stuff for service animals, and training programs possibly would be another good way to add to their website. So thank you guys. Bye.